We're gonna give him a chance to get in here and get set up. Hey Zeke, get him on. Tell him we live. I'm about to warm this stage up for the brother Rod. Hey Zeke, get him on, man. You don't want to miss this one. We're about to have Chief in the building, Chief Rod. Don't want to miss this one. This is about to be exclusive. Get your questions ready for the brother Rod. We're going to end up spacing that thumbnail out later. Hey, Robot. Okay, since we got that going, we'll come back to that piece later. Let's get over to the laptop. Yeah, it's probably like my last day on Zoom. I might do Zoom like for some like the slide classes, but that's like this probably about like I'm gonna check this camera right now and see if it worked. If this camera don't want to work today, I'm down. So I'm going to I'm already on streaming y'all anyway. Like I got everything set up. I actually could have went oh shit.
All right, there we go. Hope that gonna drop on a bomb, man. Okay. Let's get that thumbnail roller. We're gonna wait till Raw Hayes is gonna be here in a minute. We got about 4 minutes till we let Rod in the building. Okay, boom, fill us up. Yeah. Now let me see kind of this before I do that. Let me see if this camera work right now. Is it freezing me? Is it ain't? Oh, now it don't want to freeze me. See, you know, when I start talking about getting off, see that? Y'all see now it ain't freezing, huh? Now, since I start saying that I'm gonna get off of Zoom, now they want to show the camera now. They were playing them games last time. See, yeah, this is that. Now we got the camera going. Feathers up, man. Chief's in the building. About to have Chief Pontiac in the building. Let me let him know we live. He might just come on right now. Hey, Rob Bobby coming to the building. Okay, let me tell Rod we live. And we're gonna have a new brother coming on. Here we go. So now they're doing it. So they're doing it now. See the green screen now. They want to call. All right, no problem with Zoom. It's the last day on Zoom. I actually got the laptop and everything. I already got StreamYard, everything. I actually could have went live on StreamYard right now, on the new laptop. But I'm waiting on that podcast piece tomorrow. It'll be here, so we'll wait on it. We'll get Zoom one more day. Hey, Rob, by if you coming into the building, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Get your questions ready for the brother Rod, Chief Pontiac, about to be in the building. Cracking heads and twisted caps. But I got a couple questions for him. You know what I'm saying? I want him to break down what he was talking about on that on what's happening on the land right now with us being warned, we warned and everything, and how they responding to the wind. That's what we're gonna get Rod to break down. All right, let me put that in there. I'll play that Rod in just a minute. Waiting on them to come in. Oh yeah. Never have it been made so clear. We gave them time to get in. We gave in early to give you time to get in. We're off the stage. Welcome to the greatest show on earth, baby girl and young man. Welcome to the greatest show on earth. Who else is doing it like we doing it? Who else is doing it like we doing it, man? All right, let me tell Roy that I'm live now that I got everything set up. Okay, where is it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now let me try that camera one more time. See, now if this camera turned green or froze or something, and Omar got good internet, but it's Zoom, man. Because like I said, that one day with me and Raw, the last time me and Raw went live, right before we went live, they upgraded Zoom on my laptop and made it start doing some funny stuff. So we seeing what they're doing now. This laptop right here gonna be used just for my studio laptop from this point on. Yeah, so Rod, I'm waiting on Rod now. Hold up. Let me see something. Yeah, that's the right one. Oh yeah, this is about to get cracking, y'all. Like I say, get your questions ready. Get your questions ready for Rod when he hit the building. But it's like a lot of things going on right now. Like I say, there was stuff Rod broke down to me and what was going down. I was like, man, oh yeah. You gotta make sure you tell the people that. I'll make sure he ain't in the building already. All right, I'm gonna see him when he come in. All right, yeah. So it looks like they got my stream showing right now. Rob Bot to everybody that's coming in. Peace, family. This channel is about to go up another notch. Trust me. It's about to go up another notch because I'm about to have the podcast set up. I'm about to start doing the pre-recorded videos with the music and the antics and shit in the background. So that's gonna be hot. These joints gonna be hot, and I'm gonna start doing some like live on the scene news reports. Yeah, it says Lance might be old videos can't. He says we send the link. Oh, okay, all right, damn. Oh, hold on, let me send the Raw Hayes the link again. Okay. It's the same name. Link though. Man, Rod for the crack heads, bro. You know he be on the bench. Tell him. Let me see if that's the one. That's the one. Yeah. So I think Rod gonna come on right now. I just sent him the link again because I don't know why the other link ain't working. But this is our last day on Zoom. So say goodbye to Zoom, man. Like I say, I might be using Zoom to do some of the slide shows, but Screaming Yard, man, is a better deal, man. Like because Zoom is they behind. I know some people be watching my show like this nigga still on Zoom. I just like Zoom because it's simple, you know what I'm saying? And it was like the first one that I started messing with. But I'm gonna tell you, before I even got on Zoom, my wife was telling me, you need to go, don't even mess with Zoom, just go to Screaming Yard. See, my wife is my background genius. I'm telling you. She be knowing all this, like she be saying stuff. My wife be saying stuff, and I'll be listening to it right then. And then I'll come back later and say, dang, I should have listened to my wife. Man, my wife told me that a while back. She told me to go to Screaming Yard. I'm telling you, man. And I be thinking that she ain't up to speed, but she up to speed on the shit that I ain't up to speed on. You know what I'm saying? I wonder why it ain't hold up. Is that the right damn link though? Real? Okay, maybe it ain't why it ain't link raw in. Okay. Yo, can y'all hear me out there? I wonder why it ain't letting Rod in this link, bro. It's the same link that I started it. So shit. Shit. No, what the fuck, man? Something right to late. Yo, hold on, yo, you trying to figure out what's going on. So they always hold on, y'all. Let me try to make sure Roy got this link. Yeah, but why he getting that straight, man? Let me go and kick it to you. So yeah, my wife tell me stuff, man. Just tell your wife, man, especially if you got a smart wife like God got. She told me about StreamYard before I even got on Zoom. And so you can do your stream while I was on streaming or with everybody on. See, now this is the thing. So I'm gonna tell you why my wife know what's going down, because she watched YouTube. She watched me, but she don't really watch me that much because I talk to her all the time. He said he backstage. There you go, right there. Oh shit. Hey y'all, Kong is coming. Tell it, close the north gate. Kong is coming. Okay, I can't hear you, bro. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now. Oh yeah, it's about to get. Hey, y'all, we got about
It
600
wouldn't let
people.
me in. It kept sending me to a little buffer, and it was just buffering.
Yeah, man, this joint. I don't know. Hey, but this is my last day on Zoom though. I got the new laptop and everything. I got the screaming. My wife just put the screaming yard. She got me a new laptop. Put the screaming yard on now, and I got Zoom. But I'm just gonna be doing screaming yard from now because Zoom played out, man. It just, I don't know. I think that's what Black Magic and all of them using streaming yard or one of them. They ain't use nobody really use Zoom. Hey, this the quick. Hey, Rod, we can all get it cracking, man. Cause hey, like I say, if you want to show my brother Rod some love, he don't do it for the money. But we're gonna be dropping this because some people do be asking to want to show him some love. So we're gonna be dropping this cash app every 5 minutes, so people don't got to keep asking in the chats. Now I already got it pinned in the top. But this is the first question I want to ask Rod, because Rod broke it down for me the other day. I was like, man, you got to break that down in the class. Now, you talked about the UFO distraction shoot down in Canada. You said that was like a signal for them to initiate the overthrow or the aftermath or whatever on the land. Could you go in a little bit more on it?
Okay, you talking about when they shot the hot air balloon down first,
Yeah.
and then they said they shot down some UFOs, or they said they was Russian jets too. So
Yeah.
all that was stateside, domestic terrorism from the deep state.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason it took them so long to shoot the balloon down, because they knew when they shoot it down, they was gonna activate sleeper cells. Because on their way out, the sleeper cells is programmed to cause as much chaos as possible on their way out, and the signal was the hot air balloon. The hot air balloon wasn't a Chinese balloon, right? it was made in America, but some of the parts was Chinese, and that's what they used to attribute it to the Chinese.
Mhm.
Right? But it was American made. It was FBI black ops.
Dang.
These is Manchurian candidates, Joe. Jason Bournes and John
Oh.
Wicks being activated,
Hmm.
right? So that was they had to secure what was known as hard targets that would be targeted by the deep state, right? So they probably had noticed a lot of plainclothes policemen around schools in the last couple of weeks, but they've been there, right? Because they're going for the soft targets now. So there's guerrilla warfare.
Oh yeah, Roy. You on to something, Roy. You making me starting to itch, boy. Go ahead.
So they using pipe bombs to blow train rails to cause train derailments. When you look at the layout, you will see that they strategic locations. Why are they strategic locations, Elder? Can you tell me?
Because like the Ohio, it's like it connects to all the rivers. It's like the center key points for that like Kansas and Houston and these different areas. It seems like they just center points for either water supplies or some kind of supplies that we need.
We're gonna do some receipt grabbing while
Go
we
ahead,
on
go
here.
ahead. I got you. Hey, we can get it cracking.
So go to Google.
Okay, all right. Oh yeah, y'all already know. Okay,
And type in map of active child trafficking locations in America.
Oh boy, you finna crack heads with this. Hold up. Let me go to Google. Boy, hold up, Rod. You got something right here. Man, I told y'all Rod always come with something.
Okay,
You
now
said
remember,
active maps of child trafficking. Child trafficking.
in America.
Okay. Okay, like, hold up. Let me get a map.
Go to images.
Oh shit, son. The same places where all the shit happening at. Oh,
Okay, now
shit.
pull one of the maps. They got where you can clearly see.
I'm gonna blow it up for you.
I'm about to tell you, you got to pull another map.
Okay, all right, hold up. Okay, let me say this one right here first. It's going slow. Dang, man, why is it? I can't wait to get out this laptop right here. All right, hold on. Let me save it in the Raw Hayes folder. Boy, man, this dude right here. I'll tell you. Man, that's crazy. Hey, so how many the map you want me to pull up?
The other map is map of train derailments in 2023.
Okay. Maps. Map of train derailments. And 2023. Oh shit, son. Hold up. I got it right here. Hold up. I'm finna blow it up next to each other. All right, so let me see if I gotta find another one. Man, that's strategically the same locations. Hold up, bro. I got you. Maybe I can find one more. Hold on, let me just put this 23. See, can I find one more good one? All right, this the second one. That's a good one. That one right there.
Yeah, that's good. That's the three major ones right there. Then they had some more since then, and it might be harder to find a new map.
Yeah, because somebody was telling me about the chemical spills in those same. Let me blow it up for you real quick. Let me blow it up for you.
That's probably what it is, the map of the chemical spills.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the train derailments. Okay, all right, boom. All right, there we go right there, Rod. Dang, that's a connection right there for sure, bro. How Ohio, Texas, Florida, California, and is that Maine? Hold on, there's New Hampshire, You got New York. Okay. So this has got to be that's
Is
man.
the red ones the hottest ones?
Uh-huh.
What do that go to the so we can see the legend? Zoom in on it.
Okay, hold up. Okay, I got you. Let me zoom in on it right here. Here we go. All right, so it won't say 1,000 right here, 1,000, 1,500, like
Let's go to the bottom and see what the
okay, yeah. The red is against the 400. It's up 400 and higher.
okay now. So pull it back down. Okay, now look at the location. You see Ohio,
Yeah, Ohio.
Texas,
Yeah.
right?
Georgia. No, is that Georgia? Yeah, Georgia.
Yep, Georgia and Florida.
Yeah.
Okay,
California.
now go to the other map.
Okay.
Zoom in on it.
All right, let me take this one down. Boom. All right. Same spot.
So same spot. So you
Georgia,
see
Ohio.
who? Okay, so now if this is where the kids coming up missing, who's active? This telling you that it's the deep state. This the bottom of the barrel on Pizzagate.
This shit is right there, bro. You got
This
like
government officials. Okay, now let's pull up recent chemical spill map. See if what we come up with.
all right.
Now in California, a lady just posted on TikTok. They got this row of train cars at a junction of 3 vital water sources with some kind of chemical in them.
What recent chemical spills? Man, this shit about to get crazy. Bro, you just gave me some shit that just, man. Okay, man, I gotta put
This is just going over America. This is going on globally though.
okay.
Similar
Oh
things.
shit, bro. I got you right here.
Mhm.
Just sit right here. This the map. And it's got all the main key cities on this.
Right. So you know that the military closing in on them because they activate the sleepers to cause chaos.
All right, this the map, right? The new hold on, right here. It's here right here. Oh look, it's right here. All right. So you can't really see, but this is hold up, it's Birmingham. It's Birmingham, Montgomery. Okay, I'm gonna call out the cities. Well, I just want let me just study this photograph. Remember this map, okay? Because they blew it out on there. Okay, I see what's going on. All right, so let me blow the map back up for you. All right, so yeah, they got Birmingham. It's the same locations: Florida, Ohio, Georgia, Texas, California. And like this might be Oklahoma. I think they got like some all these are chemical spills though that just happened.
Okay, now, just so you know that I know what I'm talking about, who going to war, I'm about to text you something. I need some receipts.
Okay, all right. Let me get that lined up. I can slide it to the computer real quick. Yeah, bro. You did with the Chiefs versus the with the Eagles, the Super Bowl. They had somebody said that they had hazmat suits on in the performance. That Rihanna had her people had hazmat suits on. So I was like, oh shit, I gotta back and watch that. I didn't even go back and watch it yet. But I was like, oh shit, these same guys. Okay, I'm waiting on that. I'm waiting on it to come through now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, man, Raw, you already crack heads and twist the caps already, bro. Okay, I'm gonna say this to my little deal. You already
they over in Turkey and Syria blowing underground bases.
What? That's why
That's what's causing them earthquakes.
Oh, okay.
Right. So while they telling you it's a war in Ukraine, it's really right there at the Russian, at the Turkish, what's that? Turkey and Syria border.
Okay.
And they blowing the underground caverns because that's where the last holdouts is held up in what we call archives, which is we know them to be the children of Enlil from those who know ancient history. Mm-hmm. These the ones that's called the eternal ones. They don't die. on Earth. They live longer than all of us. They live so long that from the time of our grandparents and 5 generations back to now, they won't seem to have even aged to us.
Wow.
But that's who they fighting. They call it the Dark Brotherhood. The Dark Brothers, that's who they talk about in the Emerald Tablets.
That's right. That's right. They said they would come, they were extraterrestrials and they were coming and they were bad. They were evil guys. You know?
Okay, so did the text come through?
Yeah, I'm sliding them right now to the file. I'm sliding to the file right now.
Okay, so now remember, they just found a pipe bomb by a train track behind a cemetery. An old man walking the dog spotted it and called the police.
What?
Right? So it's an 18-inch pipe bomb designed to blow by the train track. The receipt we about to see is the FBI deep state agents that was activated was killed by the Marines in the special operations.
Okay, let's blow it up. Okay, we're gonna do it like this. Okay, let's do it like this then. I'm gonna do a show it like this because it's gonna it's excellent. Okay, hold on. Let me do it. I gotta save it, then do it. Hold up.
Go ahead. You handle your business. You driving this car. I'm just
got you.
Right,
you already cracked my head already. I'm telling you.
I'm just telling you which way to turn.
Yeah. Okay, let's blow it up again. See, can we get it going? Come on, baby. You can see the screen, right? All right, so now I just gotta load that picture up then. All right, there you go, right there. Come on, baby. There you go. There you go. Nice and easy. All right. Okay, I know you got you right there. There you go, Rod.
Look at the date.
February 16, 2023. Michael Baxter.
That's the reporter.
Okay.
What do it say? Marine catches FBI.
Oh, shit, son. Oh.
Remember, I told you they had to secure the hard targets, and the hard targets in this case is the power stations. So you can read the description that came with that. Somebody had posted it on Instagram. I figured out that I told everybody I might as well show somebody the receipt.
It's gonna be right. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna put a look. I gotta say that. I gotta say that one too. Hold up. Let me save it real quick for the show on this screen. All right, here go the receipt right here.
So whoever had posted it had wrote what was in the story.
Okay.
And this is what they wrote.
This is the first part right here. I'm gonna pull the first part up first.
Yeah.
It's gonna be right here. Can you see it?
Yeah. You blow it up a little more though. Yeah, there you go. Everybody can see it now.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So 718 Shan wrote, United States Marines on Sunday gunned down criminal FBI agents trying to sabotage an electrical substation in the Meridian, Idaho. Sources in General Smith's office told Real Raw News. I need a drink. Throat dry.
You go ahead. It says over the last 3 months, at least 9 substations have been attacked in North Carolina, Washington. Wow, somebody was just telling me about. They said that the suspicious, the dude I'm finna bring on the show. Wow, in Oregon, depriving tens of thousands of people of power, sometimes for several days. I was hearing about this on the news. I heard the part about the power Following those attacks, the FBI posted a $250,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of whoever carried out twin attacks in Monroe and Randolph County, North Carolina. Wow.
More in Randolph counties.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
go to the next one.
I gotta save it again. Hold on. Oh, dang, that's crazy. These suckers, they can't do nothing without getting busted nowadays. How the FBI get busted by the FBI? That shit crazy. All right, let me blow this report up. All right, here you go. Right. Yeah, no, it's not that one. It's this one. It's gonna be this one. Hold up, I got you, Rod. There you go, right there.
So it said, according to our sources, the FBI's fifth column, a growing number of agents working against Merrick Garland and his abhorrent Department of Justice told General Smith's office the rogue agents were planning to disable a power station near Boise during the Super Bowl. But the tipster didn't know which substation would be struck. And since Boise is a city with 250,000 residents and its suburbs had numerous substations, General Smith wanted specifics before committing his Marines to what could have been a wild goose chase. Such an attack would undeniably have made people angry and left thousands without electricity on a frigid night. Although some earlier fifth column tips yielded fruitful intelligence and led to deep state arrests, others were a bust, a waste of time and resources.
Wow.
White hat resources, he said, are stretched thin across the broad battlefield because they got forces all over the world.
Yeah. It won't show that no more. It's like the bottom part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, but that's damn, bro. That's interesting because these are the Marines stopping, like you said, these splinter cells that just got activated through the fake shoot down. That was like a sign on the land. Once we get a signal for the fake shoot down, this activate these sleeper cells to cause chaos on the land. That's what you're saying, right? So these sleeper cells, some of them been getting busted.
Yeah. So notice that they identify what's called the FBI's fifth column.
Yeah.
Right. Right. So they got they telling you that they got them boarded in. They just haven't got done rounding them all up yet. Right. So they in a tube. And they got 5 columns of them as deep state cells that they trying to bring down the whole cell. So first of all, anybody understand military operations know that the National Guard can only employ military special forces when we in a military state, right? So we got to be under martial law. We have to be in some kind of domestic warfare situation that will require the National Guard to sheep dip from specialties, and because that's part of that what they called that back in when they started sharing intelligence. I forgot what they called it. It was after 9/11. Where they unified all of the forces together. It was able to give one Department of Governmental Affairs or military the ability to draw on the resources of another one that's more specialized in the field. So like you got the Federal Bureau of Investigations help all of the police around the world with forensic evidence analysis because that's their specialty. So the National Guard in the same way is domestic military. And in order to use Marines, they have to be under the direction of the National Guard, which means we've been invaded.
Wow, right. Go ahead, bro. Shit, this is
So they using special forces because they know who the deep state players and how they trained. The National Guard would be ill-equipped to go in and fight them when they really only been trained in crowd control. The National Guard has never fought warfare on the land.
guerrilla warfare. Yeah.
Real warfare.
Yeah, real warfare. Yeah.
Of any kind. All they've ever been called for is crowd control. So that's the only thing they know how to do.
Man.
So when they know we fighting against domestic terrorists, or as they say in the oath, enemies of us, foreign and domestic, and the ones we just so happen to be fighting now are domestic. But we're not the only one fighting adverse and foreign forces. That's the other thing I gave you about Russia.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So when you want to know what these earthquakes been in Turkey and Syria, they've been blowing up underground bases that was fucking huge.
Damn. Trafficking for the trafficking? There was trafficking over there, the kids?
Well, that's like it's an Anunnaki underground base that was loyalist to Enlil.
Wow, go ahead. It's a connection to that. Go ahead.
Right. Remember I told you they had came in on Mount Sinai and they moved north first. Right. And they settled Turkey and they settled the Ottoman Empire.
That's right. Go ahead. You was breaking that down.
Right. And this is when you came up with the use of the term bays, days, and eels as distinct classifications of a very specific priesthood that would rule for the Ottoman Empire.
Go ahead. You right on them, right? You on them.
Right. So they address us, the ones that's organic, as the bays. And they say that we supposed to take our orders from the L's.
What?
But they say the Bay's job is to govern. And the L's job is to institute law. You see the dynamic at play?
Yeah, I see it again.
Okay, now the days are provincial governors in 10 regions because you need 10 days in order to raise a flag of a bay, according to the Ottoman tradition.
Okay.
Right? So you divide the land up in at least 10 regions, and then you can install a base as a governor over the land in order to use military force in order to subdue the enemy. It's the same fucking shit on recycle. So now they lost, they have no way of winning, and the only thing they can do is create as much collateral damage as possible. That's all they can do.
So they blowing up all wells, whatever they can terrorize at this time to cause chaos on the land. All right. Chaos.
Yeah, as long as we don't panic, they don't know what to do.
We ain't panicking though.
You noticed that, didn't you?
Yeah, I said they doing all this stuff, but people not responding to it like they want them to respond to it.
Right. But that make it easier for the military special forces to bring them down, because now the National Guard don't have to be distracted with domestic civil unrest from an unweary people that don't know what's going on. They can focus on isolating the enemy and weeding out the last remaining holdouts.
Man, what you said makes so much sense, Rod. I'm telling you, bro. It's that okay, so these guys, they run into, we at the last, I ain't heard nothing about Hillary Clinton, none of them, boy. I ain't seen none of them on TV. A lot of them dying off. These Queen, all of them. But
look,
go ahead.
Go to Google and type in "the big quit" 2020-2023.
All right, the big quit. I got you. I'm going right now. The big quick. Big quick. Say 2020.
Yep, it's QUIT, quit.
Okay, QUIT. 2023.
Yeah. You might have to go to the main page so you can
Professors who coined the Great Resignation.
the Great Resignation. That's for corporate.
Recession fear won't stop the big quit in 2023, saying links. Okay, hold up. Let me read what he got. The Great Resignation will soon grant to a halt. Last year, more than 4 million people left their jobs each month in the US, but in 2023, there will be less jobs hopping and few counter offers as the demands for talent and supplies of available workers even out. So it's not like they tried the Great Depression. They trying to crash the economy. None of the shit they doing is working.
But the big quit is people becoming aware of the fraud of the system.
Okay.
And then a lot of them is politicians leaving their job.
Okay.
Right. So if you type in how many senators and congressmen resigned over the last 18 months.
I got you. Over the last 18 months. Oh yeah, baby. Hold up. Okay. Let me see what I got. It says how many congressmen have resigned? The last 18 months. Come on, baby. Give me something good. Give me something good. Okay.
I know it's somebody somewhere keeping count of this.
This is the 118th Congress. Okay. Yeah, somebody got to keep count of. You know what? My wife had just told me something about that. You know how many? She said CEOs, congressmen, everybody just gets disappeared, quit.
Mm-hmm.
CEOs of Fortune 500 companies just quitting.
Yep, I was gonna have you pull them up too.
Let me try the CEO one. Because that one right there won't give me that. We know it was a couple of them because my wife was telling me about that. CEOs. CEOs. It says about at least 40% of the CEOs have resigned in the last month, in the last 18 months. 40% of them. So that's like a high percentage.
Yeah. But you got it's also like politicians that's retiring and they leaving these statements behind that it was good participating in the American experiment.
Oh yeah, okay. All right, Roy got a number right here. Total, it'll make 70 of them, 70 congressmen, 70 of them that resigned. It was 38 members, 6 senators. Okay, well now 38 total. It was 6 senators and 32 representatives that resigned.
Now look, you got 2021. Okay, now go see what they say for 2022.
Yeah, it's right. You're right. Hold up. Okay. It's giving me the same number. Let's try 2023. It look like it's gonna be a total of like 118. The number that I'm looking.
I know it was 100 and something the last time I checked.
Oh no! Oh shit, bro. It says okay, 400. I think it says over 435 total have either died, resigned, or says with a charge of free to the party. Yeah, so like I think it's total of 435 since November. Oh, so they are on November 23rd. Okay, all right, no, okay, wrong thing. Yeah, but I bet it's in the hundreds, man, at least. Cause my wife was telling me that I should do a show on it about the people that all the CEOs that just all of a sudden resign in the congressmen.
You know, I was keeping up with it and I was posting it at one time. So I know the last time that I knew for sure was over 100.
Wow. So everybody just running and hiding, and they
Well, the politicians that's not part of the deep state, they resigning because they know the shit is over with.
yeah.
The ones that's trying to hold the charade, they being replaced with CGI and shit.
Damn, bro. It's crazy.
They showing you now, they releasing videos and shit showing you how they inserting Joe Biden in the Ukraine, because you know the fuck he wasn't over there.
No, he wasn't over there. Why they trying to insert Joe Biden in Ukraine?
It was, see, they had the warplanes flying over it as if no, they had the siren, the warning siren went off. That's the end of the UK reign in Ukraine. That's what they signaling the end to it's the fall of the Khazarian mafia that's stationed in the Ukraine.
Well,
Joe Biden is representative of the control measure. He was the one that was facilitating them under the Bush administration as part of the global New World Order agenda.
wow. You give me a
See,
lot.
George Bush has secured the Americas already through intelligence. Once they made that assassination of Chavez, that's when they established a stronghold in South America. Pull up Hugo Chavez so they can go investigate him.
I got you.
So Hugo Chavez came up here with, and he met Fidel Castro at the United Nations and a couple of other people who was on America's do not associate with list.
Okay.
Right? So his country, I think it was Venezuela, was the largest oil producer in South America. And he was given resources to the other countries to order to minimize the loans that they was get for the petrodollar. So he was making alliances with the Arabs in the Middle East to put different regulations, and he wanted to switch the oil off the dollar and put it on the gold standard. And that would have killed the American dollar. So they end up assassinating him. I think they shot him with a heart attack gun.
Damn.
But they had several foiled attempts of the CIA to assassinate him that he called them out on it.
You know what? They made a movie about that. Well, it was like they showed a scene in a movie where a CIA agents was trying to assassinate the dude, and they missed him a couple times, but they ended up getting him. And
well, they did that to Castro too in Cuba.
Okay.
They sent several different hit squads. The Bay of Pigs was the worst debacle in the attempts to assassinate Castro. The Bay of Pig was a mafioso-backed military special ops backdoor deal, because you gotta remember the mob owned Cuba under Batista.
Okay, I'm with you.
And Castro, Camilo, and Che Guevara ran their ass out of there.
Hey, that's right, Rod. What you saying is right. They showed that in the movie called The Irishman. The Irishman, where they showed the Teamsters had casinos and shit down there. And cause
Yeah.
were called along.
Vegas became bigger after they shut Cuba down.
Okay, go ahead.
Right. So Lansky, get kid. Was it Lansky started Vegas? No, not
It
Lansky.
was no, it was Benny Siegel, right? Was it
Benny Siegel?
Yeah.
Right. Remember when they killed him, right? Because he was the one who the whole Vegas construct was created on his idea of making a haven for gambling for the mob to control and operate legitimate businesses as running casinos. Right. So he was using what he learned from Cuba to build Vegas, but it was just so happened that if he could have lived another 5 years to see the Cuban Revolution, then the mob would have rewarded him instead of murdered him.
Look, you telling the truth. They showed that in the movie. This dude fucking built a flamingo in the middle of the desert. And then as soon as they killed him, 2 weeks later, that shit started booming. Right after he died. Yeah. They shot him in his room watching TV, right in the living room watching TV.
Okay, now pull up Maurice Bishop.
Okay, I got you.
Maurice Bishop was the head of state the CIA assassinated in Grenada. He was one of the chiefs, and he had the backing of the people of Grenada. They loved that man, and the CIA murdered him in cold blood on the basketball court. Ain't that fitting for a Negro?
Right. Peace. Maurice Bishop. This dude. Yeah, you told me about this dude.
Yeah.
Castro.
Get that color picture on the top. He look good on there.
I got you right here. I'm gonna get you the one right here. The one right here. Yeah, he looked like one of us, sure. You know what I'm saying? He looked like he with us.
Okay, so in Grenada, Maurice Bishop is instituting all of the tribal control measures to reclaim the land on the behalf of the people of Grenada. He becomes an automatic enemy of the state.
Damn, bro.
He came over here to America at a black conference to talk to us about what was being done to him by this government.
What?
It's on YouTube.
Oh, heck yeah, I might go get some clips from that.
He left us plenty messages to know when we see Cuba, when we see Haiti start having carnival festivals that they ain't had in 7 years. And they doing Orisha rituals down there now in the open, having parades in the middle of a fucking civil unrest, a total government collapse. All we got to do now is watch Haiti. The harder they celebrate, the more they close the war energies to bring in the prosperity.
Okay.
But while you watching that, you got to also be aware of the deep state here is trying to cause us to be in chaos by activating their sleeper cells at the end of it. But the military is in the process of trying to clean that shit up.
Okay.
But the next thing Sister Phoenix brought to my attention was the stellar alignments. I ain't as good with them as she is because I only look at the stars when Big Mama say, now watch this alignment, and then I go look it up.
Yeah, right.
But she was telling me about the stellar alignment, and then she brought the World Cup to my attention because her and the other sister kept saying we're gonna have a World Cup celebration. Right? And then lo and behold, the women's go to the World Cup. The Haitian women's team.
The US team?
The Haitians women's team.
Okay.
They beat the Puerto Rican women's team to go to the World Cup. 2-1.
Wow.
Right. So the sports team, remember the Eagles versus the Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the sports team is the ones who can wager money on who was going to win, the Chiefs or the Eagles, the Feathers or the Fezzes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And the ones who wanted to put money on it, we already won.
Mm-hmm.
So they would have knew to put everything on the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that was for the ones of us that knew how to read the writing on the wall to make some fiat before the system crumbled.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? So now they're going to convert it all to gold, diamonds, and white diamonds. And
that's right. My wife talked about that this morning.
And silver. Right? Because you're going to back it by a substance that has a commercial technological use that's non-hazardous. So you can use gold and silver to create a superconductor, an energy output that doesn't burn more energy than it's putting out. Right, and it has no waste product, a superconductor. You need white diamonds to do it as well. It's like the whole sky froze up and just fell on the bottom of the ground.
Dang.
There's probably some ice blowing off a tree because it was sleeting up here.
Oh, it's all So it's a real bad weather coming, man. So y'all tighten up, you know.
Yeah, it's all out there. I just heard all that ice fall down out there. Felt like a whole sky frozen fell.
Oh, that's another thing I wanted to ask you, Rod. To go along with what we talking about, the Chiefs versus the Eagles. And I also thought about the Cowboys versus the 49ers, like how the miners, the 49ers are the miners, the gold miners, and they beat out the Cowboys when they started bringing in the gold rush. And then I was like, all this shit is all alchemy, the whole setup.
Right. So the way that you can control the most energy is by duplicating or a facsimile of something that happened in the past. Right. So you have repeat events that's running with the mascots of sporting teams. That's the culture of the indigenous people. Mascots. Mascots came from us.
That's right.
Mascots was your totem.
That's right.
So when we used to play games against each other, the mascot was the totem of the clan. That's why you had so much Native American reference in all of the sports teams.
That's right.
Right? And all of those things mean something. If we go back and research the Great Law, you start to understand what it means to be a Boston White Sox, a Red Sox versus a Chicago White Sox. What that mean? It means something in the organic indigenous culture that nobody else knows what it means, but them, right? And some stuff which you don't put in the public, but we understand subconsciously that it means something. So Chicago got the Blackhawks, Detroit got the Lions, the Tigers, and the Pistons. Right? The Pistons is representing the auto industry. Right? The Lion, Leo, that's representing the Blue House father line rule. So the Lions, and then you got the Tigers. The Tigers is the Bengal tiger from the ancient Arabic order, the Nobles of the Mystic Shrine, the Shriners.
That's right.
Right. And then you got the mechanics. We was the mechanics. We were the smiths.
Go ahead.
Right. When we say Smiths, you got different kinds of Smiths.
Okay.
You got the goldsmith, you got your ironsmith, your locksmith, your gunsmith.
Mhm.
This is because we use fire and metal.
Mhm.
This is why the Pistons is the symbol of the tribes who innovated the automobile behind the scenes this whole time as engineers. So even though we probably didn't know we was doing it, we was following our culture, trying to restore the balance to the land, which put us in positions to control cultural development in all aspects of life. Right? So when you're talking about an operative Mason versus a speculative Mason, the speculative, they just guessing. That's the dogma. The operative Mason is the one who's actually doing the work, carving and hewing himself from the stone. Right? The stone the builder rejected became the chief cornerstone because he raised himself to become master of masters, a self-raised master. And then we start showing the other ones around us how we doing it, why we doing it. So we getting to take people along this ride of ascension and wake up from the slumber as a collective by all of us going up this awakening ladder together. Right? So no big eyes, no little U's. We ain't gang banging, we brain banging. Gang banging was before we knew. Now that we know, we had to do something new. We got to make alliances across the land, and some of the people with the most power sit in the most darkest seats on the land, but they only following the instructions given to them by Big Mama. That's why all of the motorcycle club, no matter what chapter they come from, they are MC13. That's Mama's charter, Queen Mother seal at 13. They was commissioned as nomad horseback riders, but as technology advanced, they went from riding horses to riding steel horses.
That's right.
Your Hell's Angels.
That's right.
You're gonna hear them rumbling across the land soon.
Rod, I hear him right now. Now that you saying it, I'm telling you.
You're gonna hear them rumbling across the land on motorcycles, Harley Davidsons everywhere. They all, representing their clans. They making peace treaties among themselves, forming a whole biker round table so they can stop killing each other because they see what it did to us. If we don't learn from what we was doing to each other, somebody else gonna learn from it and benefit from it, because the law of use say who the first one figure it out is obligated to teach it to the rest of them, but everybody don't have to believe them, nor do they have to follow the teaching. And that's why you got so many different chiefs with his own doctrine. That's his own way of teaching the ascension process, the way that he can process it at his level of development. So you can only rise to your own level, just like water. Water is the symbol for spirit, right? And the spirit is controlled by the heart, and the heart pumps the blood, and the blood comes from the motherland. That's the red line. But your noble upbringing and your training to be a man come from you growing up under your father, right? That's your blue house. That's your straight rod, your straight knock. If you listen to daddy, he gonna tell you certain principles about being a man that you're not gonna learn from no woman. And if you listen to mama, she gonna teach you things about a woman that no man ain't even supposed to understand. And when you put the two together, then you learn how to be the best man for a woman. They call that upright man. Upright, 10 toes down, standing on his 45, exercising his 360 to flip to 720 across a 1440. And the 1440 off the 440 on the West Coast turnaround, right? On the 619 to a West Coast pop. Right? So all the chiefs across the land and put in the little piece to the plan. And then when we flip it out, gorillas is knocking all across this bitch. We see what they doing, but it's not gonna change nothing. The bottom line is they day is done. Our day is now. The only thing that we have to get across the mind is the women had a right to take this bitch over, but they ain't been in power in so long, they don't know what to do.
Exactly.
Right? So we got Dr. G trying to connect with the mayor of Sun Village. Hope she can get to have him on her show to tell how they went about the process of restoring their organic right to reclaim that town. Because claiming city government, believe me, you rather claim and control city government and you will have more control of your life than you could possibly imagine.
Hey,
City
Rod.
government is the key to this whole thing. That's why every head of the city is called the mayor, because that's Big Mama's seat of the town. That's the town Big Mama. And anybody that can go down there and represent her can seize the town, but it's a process. You got to rebuild city government from the ground up. And you can use their blueprint to do it, but you can't ask them for permission because you got to close them down.
Okay.
You know, so you season the city charter and you season the key to the city. That's saying you taking back the key to Big Mama house.
Okay.
And then you take the charter and you present it to FEMA as a document for the transitional government to release the funds. Okay. Boom. That's what Trump was talking about.
Okay.
You need me to send it to you?
Yeah, send it to me, man. Got Trump on the air, man. Somebody dropped a super chat. Shout out Divine. Hold up,
I didn't save it, Elder.
Okay, hey, don't worry about it. Somebody got a good question. Divine dropped a super chat. Say Chief Rod Hayes. What can you say about Guyana?
You're talking about South America, Guyana, where Jonestown was at?
I think that's what they're referring to, Guyana, not Ghana. Guyana. I don't know if they're saying Ghana or Guyana. That's what they say.
I think they're talking Guyana, South America, but
okay.
All of those places down there, the tribes been making moves on government positions, using different methods that's known to the locals to reclaim their government. So we'll see all of these lands reverting back to the organic people, which is us, because we got the right to do that. It's an inalienable right for us to restore the land, water, and the air. Okay. They just want to make our job as hard as possible by toxic spills. Let them do what they want to do, as long as they get the fuck out. Have all the tantrum they want to have. Just go. Don't come back.
So it's like you know how you in there and like you come and shit, and a nigga come in the building, right? And you tell them they fire. You tell them they fire, right? And they just get mad and knock some shit off your desk. And, turn over a chair or something before they walk out, but they still fired though. You know what I'm saying?
You still ain't getting this job back, man. If I was gonna change my man, you just solidified the fact that I ain't changing my man.
Yeah, right. You just really made me say, "Hey, all right, I'm glad I fired your ass now." Right?
So,
go ahead.
We do have technology from that we gained through trade with extraterrestrials that's going to be able to clean these toxic spills up. And they know it, but they still want to cause the chaos, the panic, the fallout, the protests that says that, see, they can't govern themselves, they still savages. But now we done got so immune to their tricks that we don't even respond to that shit no more.
And then half of niggas high, they all give a fuck anyway. Niggas high, niggas with the hit that good weed, but niggas like, man, them niggas, well, we'll get back to that all spill of chemical spill later, my nigga. They said 10 years down the line, oh, we got 10 years, we'll worry about it.
Yeah, so the elders sent the message in. They said that in 10 years from now, in 2033, that the waters and the air will be pristine clean. That means that they're gonna have, you know how when you have a spill in the factory, they bring in these air cleaners?
Uh-huh. I used to work on that crew overnight.
Yeah. Well, they have some that will clean the air of the planet, but it'll take a couple of years for it to cycle the toxins out.
Okay.
Right now, the harsh reality of it is we might have a mild nuclear winter.
Hmm.
Every time the Earth is in peril, her defense is to freeze it out the air and spill it on the ground so that it can be filtered through the layers of strata of Earth. Right? As it goes through the layers in the strata, it goes through different rock layers, different soil layers, and they all have a different ionic effect on it, and it has a different electromagnetic effect on it. And it causes a separation at a chemical level that breaks it down. By the time it gets to the coal, all of the toxins is neutralized in the carbon of the coal.
That's right.
Right? So that's why they use them for filters in fish tanks. It's the same principle.
Hmm.
It's just a smaller scale to facilitate a smaller body of water in the fish tank.
That's right. They've got I got a filter that I filter my water out when I make my tea. It's got a carbon filter in it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So the earth is going to be trying to clean it up, but we want to clean it up before we have what's called a full-scale nuclear winter in the sun cycle. It won't be, we going into a upgrade in temperature. If a nuclear winter come now, it'll be more like a global monsoon.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll last about 15 to 20 years of straight, damn near raining every couple of times a week, if not being dry a couple times a week.
Okay.
But large amounts of water is washing the sky. And that's what happens when you have an artificially induced nuclear winter during the cycle of the sun, but the side effect is the vegetation is going to accelerate in growth, and it's also going to cause desert to become once again fertile. So we looking at all of these probabilities through Operation Looking Glass. That's the military is they looking at it, the probabilities, right? And then the AI can pretty much make them a 20-minute film clip of what the environment will be like if these events occur.
They said Las Vegas is gonna be that's why Mother Sophia Stewart prophesied that Las Vegas is gonna be a resort area and it's gonna have grass and with it's gonna be like Florida in the future.
Because when these toxic chemicals get in the air, we're going back to the correct resonant frequency, what we call the Shu and Tefnut resonance, right? We're going away from the double male polarity of Shu and men, right? So when the grid flip, we at the correct resonant frequency, we going into a sun cycle that's raising the temperature, and the toxins in the atmosphere is telling the earth through communication with the sky or Shu and Tefnut, hey, I got some shit up here that's choking the shit out of me. What you want me to do? Piss on it. Flush that shit down to the earth. We clean it up down here. Right? So those same principles as the village, when the mothers used to go down and wash the clothes at the riverside. But we don't remember that consciously, but subconsciously, some of us remember when we was playing as children and the women is washing the clothes down by the Mississippi.
Right.
You know? And so they begin to, they would wear the white to absorb more energy and amplify the communication of the spirit when the solar rays reflect off the sun. That's how they knew to perform the voodoo rituals in the water in the white during the heat of the day. They can the sun is going to send in UV rays with the data, the spiritual information that the mothers of the earth need to know in order to design children to confront the future. This shit more complex than it look, Elder.
Hey, Roy, you dropping some heavy stuff right here. Now you talking about the hey, Hakeem, go ahead, go, brother. Got Hakeem in the background. Hey, you talking about some heavy stuff when you talking about. Go ahead, brother. Close my door, baby. You talking about some heavy stuff when you talking about the them being able to clean up the land and stuff, and it's gonna be clean after. Because I heard a prophecy like that. Then in Mother Sophia Stewart's book, she even talk about how that the new lands, the desert area lands that's in the western part of the United States is gonna become fertile again. And all that. She has to go in on that.
We also, like, one of the things when I opened up my rites of passage education, we gonna be doing is we gonna take trips and we gonna be building fruit forests across the land where it's like people don't live there. So we take out the chaperones, take the kids out, and we go plant trees and camp out in tents and eat off the fat of the land. The elder boys go hunt for the food while they planting trees. The younger ones,
Boy Scout?
No. This one now, when we open the rites of passage, what we gonna be doing?
Okay,
we gotta restore the land. Part of restoring the land is we gotta Johnny Appleseed this bitch. We gotta plant trees, but we gotta plant food stock trees. So we got people right now all over the world trying to see what type of trees will grow in what part of the country over here, because we want to have the whole land covered with fruit trees from coast to coast, at least from the Appalachians to the Rockies, with just open land. They chopped the trees down and they created the deserts.
Right.
Because the soil couldn't hold without the trees' roots holding it together. So now when we build the trees, when we start replanting trees on the land, that's restoring life to the land. The oxygen becomes more rich, the air becomes more purified, the more trees we have. That's why they was chopping them down, because they was trying to terraform Earth to be inhabitable to a species that ain't from here. Now they terraforming is over with. You lost, motherfucker, go.
It's a wrap. Checkmate.
Whether you the United States government, the Vatican, the Queen, whether you the dirty Moors, whether you Enlil's children directly or indirectly, any of you motherfuckers that don't need to be here can exit stage motherfucking left. On a hostile bump, kick up your ass on the way out the door. Tear up whatever you need to tear up on your way out, but as long as you get the fuck out. Because we can fix this shit when y'all gone. When we ain't got to worry about who eating our babies.
Indeed.
So it is what it is.
Yeah, so they on their way out. What they headed to? Where they going? The hell? Motherfuckers
Man,
going.
I wouldn't give a fuck where they go. They got to get the fuck away from here.
Elijah Muhammad said we're gonna bring them down to the pits of hell. He said, go up there, we're gonna bring them back down. Right to the pits of hell.
Yeah, so hell was Gehenna.
Mm-hmm.
Gehenna was the fire pit in the city called Earth.
Mm-hmm.
The Chaldeans was the keepers of the flame, and they stoked the fires, the embers of coals with sulfur in order to make them burn longer. This is your fire and brimstone story.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's in the collective unconscious because they used to execute people by throwing them in there.
Mm-hmm.
And Paul said there was weeping and gnashing the teeth. You'll throw your ass in a pit full of hot coals and watch what you do.
You go, the hell so right.
But at the end of the day, the meek shall inherit the earth. And the meek is the effeminate. And the effeminate is the female, which is the matriarchs, which is the women, which takes us right back to the beginning of before 1492. Big Mama was said when they come, beat them at their own game and send their ass home hollering. So they going home hollering. They throwing the tantrum on the way out. I guess you gotta have labor pains for you birth a baby.
All right, so what's the Trump? He on the mic and he talking about, man, he giving out gold balls and shit, and you know, Joe Biden, we ain't really heard nothing from him. So we ain't heard. I ain't heard nothing from the government in a while. Is there, like, I know they said the government's over. I ain't heard shit from the government.
Yeah, if you notice, there's only one person campaigning for the president.
Donald Trump.
That's it.
Yeah.
Ain't no Democrat candidate.
No,
It's almost the end of the year. What the fuck?
We heard nobody but Donald Trump talking about vote from him, and he giving out gold balls.
Yep.
And then, not to mention,
the gold bars is the wealth on the land. He's telling you that he's backing the money by gold on this turnaround.
And my wife was telling me this morning, she said, you ought to do a tape on this, baby. They know they got rid of the dollar. They ain't telling nobody they got rid of the dollar. You just said that, right? They got rid of the dollar, and they really on the gold standard right now. They ain't nobody buying all with US dollars no more.
The US dollar flatline. It died.
That's why the stock is gone, like it's gone.
Yeah, the dollar gone. That's a wrap. Now they's coming out with gold-backed currency. I don't know what it's gonna look like, but it's gonna replace the dollars, the current notes that's in circulation.
Real money. Now we better get some real money, not this fiat shit.
Hey, look, dollar bill gonna have Biggie on there as Chief Sid Bull. The $5 gonna have Tupac as Chief Tupac Amaru.
It's about to get crazy on the land, bro. Can't wait to see what it look like on the land when it's back. The rightful people and the rightful heirs is back in control of the land. Now I hope these niggas don't be fighting each other for power. Oh, nigga, I'm supposed to be Chief Big Nuts. Oh, no, nigga, I'm supposed to be Chief Black Ass. I gotta be in charge. The niggas always want.
But you know what?
Uh-huh.
Like this. When the real leaders is gone, anybody can fill that position as long as they look the part.
Okay.
But when the real leaders come, them bitch ass niggas gotta move and they know it. They ain't gonna be talking that gangster shit. Big dog on the block. Man, Cali got some niggas that will beat the brakes off your ass. But when Tookie came around, you wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he had an understanding with his people. Every now and then he had to put in some work.
Yeah.
And he had no problem doing it. But after a while, big dogs knew Tookie was the man. That's how Arnold Schwarzenegger knew who he had to get the juice from.
That's right.
If he wanted to make money in Hollywood.
That's right.
So he walked up. Hey, look, we like to say it like this: that vanilla gorilla walked right up to the head of the table and asked for a seat.
Yeah, the blue house.
Yeah,
the blue house, the Williams. Man, this shit is heavier than niggas think, man. How he's the Williams and how the other nigga was Raymond Washington, and how the Washingtons and the Williams go back to a certain family, and it's just shit.
Well, you know, Tookie go back to Louisiana.
That's right. Tookie is my grandma's cousin. My grandma named Flo Williams. Yeah,
now look, the Williams off my father's side is my father's mother mother's side,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we tracking the bloodlines through the motherland.
Mm-hmm.
That's the tribal tradition. We don't need nobody to tell us who the fuck we is. All these names got codes in them to tell us who we is.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the Hayes is tied to the Irish, linked with the Scotta off the Scottish Empire, right? Which is why you Hays is Hayes off the Irish line.
Mm-hmm.
But the Hayes is the Hayas, and Hayas was Hyokas,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we know what the codes is in the names, and then we know how to trace the lineage to find out where's the blood in the family.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I could trace my mother and my father line back to tribes on the land.
Mm-hmm. Easy.
Right? And I could tell you who came back as who in the family based off what my mother and the elders was telling us when they was coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And half of us don't know who we was.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
we always have a tail, a birthmark. The birthmark is the giveaway.
Right.
That's why you always hear them elder women talking about, girl, you gonna mark that child. What you mean she gonna mark that child?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Meaning that you're gonna identify a trait that's gonna be expressed in your child if you pay too much attention to something, good, bad, or indifferent.
Say, Rod. So what we need to be doing while they kicking and screaming as they the parasites that they are, you know, like they kicking and screaming as we exorcism their ass up out of here. So all we gotta do is just sit back and don't respond and react to their distractions or whatever you want to call it. The hell they doing. We just gotta sit back and laugh at their ass.
Yeah, because their systems are gone. That's what the whole thing was about. Once the system was gone totally, now they need to cause chaos so that we can't put a new system together, a new government.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. We got many ways to get it done, but it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
That artificial fiction American government that was a conjure war. Okay, it was good while it lasted, but that shit over with now.
Yeah. Hey y'all, we've been here about an hour and a half. We can take some questions if y'all want to drop some questions, because I know y'all had a lot of questions. Like niggas asked me like 10,000 questions about the whole time Raw was on the bench. And I said, man, I can't wait till Raw come back, because some of this shit y'all asking, y'all gotta ask Raw this shit. Because
I'm still on the bench. I just can't because you came.
Hey, Raw, you my guy, man. Every time you come, it's like I ain't never did a tape with you where ain't some shit like, God damn, Rod killed this shit, man. I'm telling you, the elder says, Rod, explain the American Declaration. How does our self-identity? How do I self-identify? So
that question just answered itself. You say who the fuck you is.
Yeah, it says, okay, it says, Rod, explain the American Declaration. How do I self-identify? Okay, yeah, that's what he said. Okay.
It's a self-explanatory question. You identify yourself.
Who are you?
Anything that they tell you is, that is not who you are. That's not who you are. You who you say you are. And you stand on that. If you know who you is, exercise that motherfucking authority yourself.
One dude said, how do he speed up? I guess I'm about to word this different, but he says, what's the fastest way to get light body turned on and become one with your ghost body? So I think he's saying What's the fastest way to speed up your vibration to your light body and get your ghost body? I think you're trying to
It
say.
really, yeah, he's talking about purifying the ego so to facilitate higher consciousness.
Okay.
It really ain't no easy way to do it. Ain't no shortcuts. But it is a process that's identified, which makes it seem shorter because now you don't have to figure out how to do it. One thing is to clean your filters because you need to get the toxins out. Do a heavy metal cleanse is the second thing, right? Once you do the cleansing of the filters and the heavy metal cleanse, then you have to start doing breathing exercises. So get this book by Ramakrishna called The Science of Breath. So practice the breathing techniques, or just go to YouTube and Google breathe like a singer so that you can learn how to control breath. That's a shortcut, right? But for more different techniques, you would want the book because the shortcut will get you started. But as you get more advanced, you'll need more advanced techniques. From the Science of Breath, I only advise psilocybins, mushrooms, trips with a shaman who is a dream guide. Because if you get stuck in the trip, you get what they call a bad trip. If you don't have a guide that knows what you're doing, he can't walk you out of the bad trip and turn it into a more pleasant and enduring experience.
Hey.
And then that'll make you not want to participate because the person with you didn't know what to do. Right? So I don't advise any of that peyote without the aid of a shaman. That's their practice to guide you through if you're having a bad trip. Also, the Igbo gang ceremony. The Igbo gang ceremony is the nuclear bomb of spiritual development. If you find a shaman that can guide you through an Igbo gang ceremony, you will have seen that God is a woman and she will talk to your ass as the Iwash tree.
That's fire. That's fire. Hey, Miss Trap. Well, Rod already got 2 tapes on with the question you asked. You said, can you go about the conjurers? We got 2 whole tapes on conjurers, maybe more than that in the playlist. So you can go on now and check the conjure. He got a whole tapes on that, on the conjure walls, breaking down the whole thing. So Golden Child says, what do you need to know about the Nowa or Nortaway tribe? Nortaway tribes?
The Notaways.
Okay.
Shit, there's another tribe. If you know about the tribes, you know, we break up into family lands. The family lands form what's called the tribal union. When you get a tribal union, then you'll be this is such and such from the Notaways. See on the Johnson line. They last name Johnson off the Nottaway. But then you got a whole nother group of Johnsons from the Ojibwe tribe, right? So they transferred geographical location pegged into the local tribes in order to have a charter to operate on the land in older times. These people didn't respect those practices and procedure and just proceeded to lay their systems out on top of everything we told them not to do.
How's the woman God? Ken Smith. How's the woman God?
It's funny, I did several videos on that, but if you don't know, it's only 2 places creation take place. That's in the uterus of the great mother that we call outer space, in the uterus of a female.
Plain and simple.
That's simple as it gets. And without her giving you mitochondria, your ass won't be here.
Because yeah, that's a fact. Like somebody said, do you have to prove you're from the land, Brother Rod?
If you know where you're from, you know how to trace yourself back to your homeland. You only have to prove it to yourself. This is really who you're working on proving it to. Because once you prove it to yourself, it's part of identifying who you is. So you might suspect it, you might identify with it, but when somebody come to you and say, how can you tell me that? You want to know. So, you know, that's why I tell the young chiefs that's trying to raise their community status is to raise your status by talking to family members you haven't never talked to before. You never had a conversation with them, right? And the more loved and respected you become for doing the work of family building, the stronger the family rally around you. They raise your rank, and then they hold you at a higher rank when you go out into the community. And it's on you because it's in you. And we can see it. We remember y'all coming up, and it was always an older guy. We wanted to see his car. We wanted to see how he was dressed today, and things like that.
Yeah.
We knew that he had a position in the community that didn't require us to go to a ballot and vote him in.
Real players.
Yeah. Guys of the concrete jungle. Pull that book up.
Used to wear I see him wearing all the rings, the snake skin boots.
Hey, go to Google and pull that book cover up so they can see it. Guys of the concrete jungle.
I got you. Guys.
It might be Concrete City. I think it's Concrete Jungle.
I think it's a movie I like that too.
It's a book.
Somebody asked, do you think Farrakhan gave his last speech? He asked it about 15 times. He says, about Farrakhan, he says, the guy Dark Sword. I got just Dark Sword. You asked that question 25 times. He says, do you think this is Farrakhan's last speech before he go to the UFO?
Farrakhan had been on the mother plane already. Y'all late. He just coming back to see the last of those loose ends get tied up.
Okay.
He didn't been in the council chamber with the rest of the chiefs on the land that y'all haven't seen yet. His last speech. They keep wanting to be his last. He gonna say what his last speech gonna be when he having it. He gonna know his last speech is his last speech because he gonna tell us because it's gonna be on his will. Whether it's the wheel or his WILL, his will. One of them wheels is gonna tell you when his last speech is.
Somebody said, hey, Rod, could you explain the 5 civilized tribes and how they sold us out?
The 5 civilized tribes was manufactured by the invaders using $5 Indians and Mongoloids in order to replace us. Those 5 civilized tribes all fall under the Cherokee banner. And the Cherokee is a made-up clan in order to facilitate somebody called freedmen. The freedmen was the ones that the Moors had as servants in indenture, and they didn't have a name. So they identified them on the Dawes roll as freedmen. They was freed from servitude if they signed these treaties for them, because we didn't do treaties. It's the hardest thing for me to get people to understand. That's how we was able to cancel the contract so easy, because we don't do treaties. We don't go by the law of the flag. We go by the law of the totem pole.
Okay.
That's why they got totem animals on all of this shit called mascots. Right? And we know how, one of us is going to figure out how to get our shit back. I just so happen to figure out how to get our shit back because a whole bunch of motherfuckers left a lot of clues that wasn't nobody putting together.
Okay.
I was just nosy. I was like, well, why y'all not matching these clues up? And they tell me, get the fuck away from the table. You don't know what you're doing.
Get up out of here.
So when they all got tired of trying and they had nobody left, they said, okay, Johnny come lately, let's see what you got. And I said, well, if you take this from over here and put it over here, line this up with this. The first big clue was secret relations between blacks and Jews.
That's what I said.
When you study secret relations between blacks and Jews, you'll find out that the majority of the time frames that they calling these people Jews just with us, ain't no pale faces there at all to hundreds of years later. So who in the fuck is these people that they got this secret relationship with us? Ain't no pale, ain't no Khazarians or no Ashkenazi or no Sephardi there. They ain't there yet. When we look at the people that came as conquistadors, waves of them motherfuckers was heavily melanated until they started getting their ass handed to them, and then they put the pale faces up.
Mm-hmm.
And then they pushed them out front to hide behind them. We didn't know that when they started killing off our elders with assassinations using what was called precision in military strategy, precision strikes.
Mm-hmm.
They came over here with a motto: strike the shepherd, scatter the flock.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
You could go back to early Nemours science when Noble Drew Ali fell. It was a famous Grand Sheik said they didn't struck the shepherd, not a flock could be scattered.
I heard that before. Go ahead.
Right? They already know what that means. That means we got to fall out, reorganize, find a different set of leaders, put them in different places, but they still got to keep a common denominator in which we can identify which way our people went.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to expose the traitors. There wasn't no pink motherfuckers that called the FBI on Marcus Mosiah Garvey.
Right? It was niggas.
It wasn't no pink motherfuckers that was following W.E.B. Du Bois around giving feedback to the early developing FBI.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They was infiltrating our organizations with motherfuckers that look like us. And all the time they was pushing some shit called white supremacy as a protocols of wise men of Zion. Tricky bastards.
Wow, them niggas slick, bro.
So the people that was behind it told on their ass by doing some shit called blackface in theater. So they begin to tell us that we should be offended because some pale people painted up in blackface. When all the time they telling you that behind the acts of the government, the motherfuckers pulling the strings got black faces.
That's right.
And then in the South, they kept telling us the most dreadful thing was the black hand. And then when you trace it back, you find they call it the black hand because it was a Negro hand under a KKK robe that was leading the raids. He was the highest ranked member. Clayton Bixby ass niggas.
And that's what, go ahead.
So they brought the whole regalia from Spain. People don't believe it till they look it up. The birth of a nation was a Zionist Jew plot to create the doctrine of white supremacy by making one group of people occupy a caste position higher than another group of people, but they're gonna treat them the same in the end. Watch. So the only remedy gonna be they're gonna force them to have to unify to fight the enemy because they're using them against each other, and you can only do that so long before a motherfucker realize them motherfuckers don't really hate me. Somebody telling them to hate me, because children are not born hateful.
That's right. That's a fact.
A child is not born hateful to no group of people on the planet until somebody that's grown tell them they need to hate.
Yeah, that's a fact. Go ahead, Rod.
Right? So what Drew Ali say we need to do? We need to learn to love instead of hate. Right? And Elijah Muhammad say we got to first love ourselves, right? And what did Baba say? Hua.
Creative force of will.
Love in all forms of love around the world in one form. Hua. Right? So they are telling you something about love. What Dr. B. Sirius say? Love divine, right? Right? They call it the intoxication of the sages. Right? The madness of the wise man. That woman get off in his heart, start moving his mitochondria, and he start moving the earth with creative possibilities just to reach infinite potential. You got to reach a level that nobody said you can reach.
Thanks.
And then you got to defy your own limitations in order to reach even higher than that. And then you will be just about to break the glass ceiling. Once you see what these motherfuckers doing, it don't affect you no more. It don't make you just look at it and you be like, hey, yeah, they blew some shit up. Yeah, we clean that shit up when you motherfuckers gone. That's where we at with it now, Elder.
Yeah.
We clean it. Whatever y'all want to do it. We clean it up when y'all gone. So they got this 5-mile stretch of fuel-filled trains in California waiting to pollute the water. But maybe it's a trap for the deep state actors to get caught.
Yeah, that's what I think, because they all getting caught now. It's like they once that first couple training events happened, then they was like, oh shit, we see what they doing. Then they was on them. They started busting them after that.
Yeah, well, they obviously knew enough to secure the hard targets.
Yeah. The electric joints.
No, those are mid-range targets. The soft targets is the train.
Okay.
The medium targets is the electrical grid. Right? The hard targets is what you would call shit to let a motherfucker know you at war. Blowing up a shopping center with a missile.
Damn.
That kind of shit. Whatever those plans were, been thwarted, because they would have did them first. They had dirty bombs. They caught them. They caught one in Atlanta. I was ranting about that motherfucker sitting there in that goddamn truck all that time, and they taking their time finding. They finally found it.
What do you mean, Deuce?
They wanted to blow the dirty bomb in Atlanta because a lot of our people has concentrated there in the last 25 years.
That's right.
And they figured they can get maximum casualties of organic people by blowing up Atlanta with a nuclear bomb, even if it's a dirty bomb. But they caught that back in 2020, I think it was.
Wow. I need to get them out of here, baby. Come get them right now.
Hey, you sound like one of my auntie boyfriends from back in the day, Elder.
They got Hakeem Swift. Hey, look, I got another question. Somebody says, okay. Oh, I guess that wasn't the question. Okay, based on what you was just saying, Rod. So these people, man, they really sorry. I don't feel sorry for them. I just feel like they doing their last little moves, thinking that they're gonna work. Because I look in the movie White Noise, they said they supposed to be doing their train derailment like in 2017.
Well, they filmed the movie in 2015, I believe, and I don't think it was released until 2017.
Well, it said something about around the time that it was like the time that they supposed to have been released, it had already passed, pretty much.
Well, apparently that wasn't the time.
Okay.
But when you look at the number of years, it's also the same number of years, 7, since 2015, since Haiti had a colonel. And they had one this year on the Mardi Gras Tuesday.
Wow.
Telling you, this shit over with. Haiti calling this shit on home. Now, only thing gotta happen, the Haitian women team gotta win the World Cup. And that's gonna bring the celebration energy back to Haiti. Bet y'all money on the Women's World Cup on on Haiti. Because they got to bring the celebration home. Right? What's the World Cup? The cup of the sacrifice. The sacrifice was made in Haiti for the Haitian Revolution to be successful. Then they exported the revolution to help the Gullah Geechees fight the Gullah Wars. That's what makes Florida the finish line. That's why all of these great souls from Haiti is in Florida, and the only one that's walking in the path, he's following in the footsteps of his past life, that's divine insight, walking in the path of Toussaint. So the cosmic intelligence, you know, once he become at peace with understanding that he's reliving that shit over again, none of that shit can't affect him no more. It just fade away.
Right.
But as long as he feel like he fighting that shit alone and that it ain't part of a divine plan, then he's setting himself up for the most harshest outcome. We know it's a railroad. They know it's a railroad job. They got the motherfucking information. If they ain't turned it over to the defense, it's exculpatory now, which is key information that he can use to his advantage that they hide in secret so they don't want him to know they got it. But they only running the kangaroo simulation court. They court said that shit ain't got no more juice. Just trying to make it look like it's something.
I actually looked up kangaroo court in the Black Dictionary, and it was a funny fucking definition. So it's pretty much a fraud court when you sum it up.
Yeah, all they courts kangaroo courts. But they got that name in Australia when they was dumping criminals down there and the criminals was holding court out in the outback. And they said they holding kangaroo court again. That's what the natives used to say.
Wow, that's interesting. That's a good.
And then that shit spread all over the world. Everybody know what a kangaroo court is now. Made up ass court system. What's my man from down there? Sergio Batachi, Bocelli, whatever the fuck his name is.
Mm-hmm.
He be telling it, he be breaking it down. He went through on them sanctums and all that shit. Baccio, Bocelli, or some shit. I forgot what the fuck his name is. But he tell you the indigenous people to America is the melanated ones they call blacks, Negroes, and coloreds. He from Australia.
Yeah, I think I heard of the dude before.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we got 1,800 people on here, maybe more, man. Hey, everybody hit that like button. Like I said, if you want to show my brother Rod some love, for the people that's asking about the Cash App, I just dropped it in the links. Yeah, kangaroo court, man. Y'all go ahead. Hey, Rod going in, man. Rod, you done cracked heads tonight, man.
Yeah, all this stuff is tied together, Elder. It's just that the way that they was running the sequences, we couldn't see the links to the chain in order to break that shit loose.
I'm glad you came on today to give us the rundown on the balloon and the derailments. Now I see what's going on, and I see that why. Cause like damn, they on all this shit, but it seemed like they wanted to get a bigger response, like people to panic or people to say, "Oh shit, the government." They want us to react, but ain't
Right
nobody.
now, if you notice, the government is not even responding to any of those fields.
No, nothing. Yeah.
But
Oh,
soon as Donald Trump respond, they get FEMA support. You ain't pay that no attention, did you?
no, no.
Yeah.
I noticed it though.
Yeah, soon as because Donald Trump is telling FEMA trying to help the people activate the FEMA relief funds. It got to be a certain amount of cities in transition or in a state of emergency during the transition to unlock the money. This money is not the same as the fiat. This is shit backed by substance. It's a prepaid debt called the national debt. It's prepaid. That's what made it a debt. It's prepaid already off of a debit. All the time you thought they was owing somebody else. That's the money that they was accumulating, owing us for being over here. It's already paid for. All we had to do was seize their shit, and the national debt becomes the national debit for the tribes. They ran up a big bill. That means they fucked over us bad.
Yeah,
Because we didn't know how to run the
20
government yet.
So really, it's like they was like, say we have, just make a let me put this in my own dialect. Okay, so they came to our restaurant. They sit down. They was ordering wine. They fucking up, breaking glasses. These motherfuckers ordering. Hey, roll it. Bring me some motherfucking more bottles over here. They getting fucked up. We study delivering shit to them. They bill just steady going up. And now it's time to fucking pay that bill. And like old boy told him on Goodfellas. He said, "Hey man, he said the old boy didn't want to pay him, but he said, "Hey man, I don't own this spot. You ain't fucking with my money now. You fucking with Big Mama's money. You fucking with the Queen's money." You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, so you gotta pay up, brother. It's time to pay up.
Yeah. So
put some fucking hands on.
All of these, like everything that was a government failure is going to be replaced.
Okay.
Right. Everything was successful is going to be utilized. A good example, a good example is the VA. Horrible service to the veterans.
That's right.
All VA funding is going to be diverted to the Wounded Warrior Project. The Wounded Warrior Project has done a better job of helping the veterans in the little time that it has been up than most of the VA hospitals around the country in their whole time of being here.
Damn.
So to better administrate and better advocate for veterans and wounded warriors, then everything will be federally funded for the Wounded Warrior Project. All VA holdings will be transferred to the Wounded Warrior Project for administration to better serve those veterans that suffered in the warfare of what was going on. You can't treat people like trash.
Hey, you know, somebody said they got treated good by the VA. Now, like I say, the VA, they good on far as giving you free care and shit, but like the care is, some of the care be shitty, bro. And like, especially the one.
They supposed to, you post from Veterans Administration services that they supposed to give the veterans that was wounded in warfare. They haven't even come close to matching what they supposed to give them as part of their founding in the beginning. Wow. So if let's say you lost a leg and on the battlefield, they supposed to handicap assess your house, build your house, pay for your house. Veteran services is supposed to pay for them to have their own business and serving other veterans. There's a whole lot of stuff they're not doing. The Wounded Warrior Project is just doing a better job of administration. This is all we're talking about is administration of resources. Who can better service the veteran than veterans? That's the bottom. At the end of the day, who know what it's like to be wounded in war better than motherfucker that was wounded in war?
That's right. That's right.
Who know what better services to help them become functional citizens post-traumatic stress of warfare other than another veteran who had to reacclimate prior to him? He learned it now. He can teach it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? And then the resources will be available to better serve the veteran. So it ain't really about like the VA is they do experimental shit on veterans through the VA.
That's right.
They will not be allowed to do experiments on veterans through the Wounded Warrior Project. They will not facilitate that arm of the Veterans Administration. The VA will do literal drug testing on veterans that they allowed to do that they not allowed to do on the general public. All that shit got to go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They cut my granddaddy arms and legs off up in there, man, in the VA. And so why? And then my granddaddy just gave up, man. So
He had no arms and legs. Fuck, I don't want to be here.
yeah, that's what that's how he said, man. Fuck this, man. They ain't got no arms and legs, man. This shit's being, and they could have, man. They don't all the stuff that they doing. They don't have. They didn't have to cut his arms and legs off. They just didn't want to treat him and get him the right drugs. That's why I said the VA. Some people, it depends on what state you in. The two, with like up north, the VAs. I know, like in Virginia, the one's nice in Virginia, but like down here, man, they motherfuckers shitty. It's like you going there, you might well go to the regular charity hospital if you go to the VA. That's how they gonna treat you, man. Because they gotta do it for free. They saying like they ain't doing it for free, but it's like they doing it for free. So it's like they ain't gonna give you like the treatment if you was gonna pay them like off the street, $70,000 treatment or something. They fast treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hey, shout out to dude Dre, man, for the super chat, man. It says, what is the symbolism of the gray hawk? The gray hawk, if you know anything about that, bro.
So all of those, it depends on what tribe you're looking at it from, because all of the tribes classify the animals with a different spiritual connotation to their tribe. But generally, any of the hawks is one of the chiefs. And it's symbolizing movements of a chief to us. Right. So the gray one would be a chief. That's probably one of the chiefs that wear the wolf pelts.
Okay. Okay. All right, we're gonna take about 2 more questions. We had 2 hours already, man. I see Rod just did a yarn in a minute, so you probably been up a long time today, studying in the zone. So we're gonna take about 2 more.
I've been a little off today.
Yeah. So yeah, you you ain't been off. You on like a motherfucker. You on. You know what I'm saying? You on. But you I know you probably like go sleepy or whatever. Like, cause then you
we take 2 more questions and wrap it up.
All right, we'll get 2 more in there. Then let me try to find 2 more. We got 2 more. It says, Young Elder, ask Chief Rod, what is the stone that the Muslims circle during the pilgrimage? Is it the Kaaba?
Yeah, you talking about the black stone.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
The black stone is the symbol of the yoni giving birth to the child. It's actually, if you look in there, it's a reflection of the temple of Tahuti.
That's right.
The temple of Tahuti have an Audi, and the Kaaba has the Inni. The Kaaba itself, the black box, is symbolic of the uterus. Right? It's often called the black box. And the black dot is at the base of the brain, and that's another symbol. The symbol for the yoni, the silver adornment of the black stone is made in the Vesica Pisces, which is the yoni symbol. And the black stone was from a meteorite, which they used to express dark matter using a physics formula. So earlier somebody asked why I say the woman is God. this is one of the symbolisms of the Kaaba, telling us that the source of creation is the same as the woman's uterus.
Mm.
And Audi is the temple of Tahuti, which is the other side of the land, right? So the Kaaba would be where Isis would have had her temple, right? Because it would have been represented by the mother. And the sun's temple would be the temple of the sun in Mexico.
Hey, you know, Rod, you already broke that down on a tape we did. You really broke the whole thing down on a tape we did in the playlist called the Mirror Work with Rod Hayes. You broke that whole thing down where we actually showed the tape. We actually showed the receipt to that, what you just said. We showed the actual thing with them looking into it, where they showed the wound, then we showed the other side, the mirror flip on the other side. So yeah, you broke that down already.
Right.
We'll take
So
one.
these are the breadcrumbs to put the kingdom back together in case it fall. It fell, but the breadcrumbs is there to put the kingdom back together by identifying the key players on both sides of the game of the gods, galactic chess, fifth dimensional chessboard, where you got to be bored to play the board game. It's a game of masters. And only if you master yourself and you find the one you love are you qualified to enter the game. And your mama gonna choose one for you. She gonna pick the one that's gonna love you the same way as she do, unconditionally. And then when you take her and go to the games, they gotta let you in because you found the golden jewel of your heart that your mama put in there. Your mama already picked your wife before you was even born. You just didn't know it. And then she gave you clues throughout your life how to find her. And she might not look like you want her to look or expect her to look.
Hey, last question, Rod. We're gonna get up out of here because we got about 2,000 people up in this joint, man. This joint is lit. It says, will Trump speak publicly to our chiefs when he steps up to the podium, I guess during the election of president vote? Will he speak publicly to the chiefs and let us know what's going on with in reference to what we're saying, all the stuff we're saying now?
He code flipping right now to the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's what I said too.
He already code flipping. His whole trip to Ohio is code flipping. Right? So he know the lingo and he's using it. We just don't remember how to put all this shit together. We don't know when there's an acronym being used in a sentence as if it's an actual word. Right? That's because it's a specialized training on code cracking that you have to go through. I've studied CIA code cracking for years. I studied everything I could find on forensic profiling, psychological profiling, handwriting analysis, all that shit. I followed the development of forensic profiling since it was first introduced to the public in the 83. So I've been loosely watching forensic profiling that whole time. And every time something new came out on it, once I started studying, I tried to get my hands on it. Then I started studying the espionage, the Secret Service, the CIA, the KGB, military intelligence, FBI, Black Ops, Mossad. And then I found that there was a common denominator that they all talk the same language and they put it in headlines. You think that the headlines is talking about one thing, but when they get done decoding it, it's telling a whole nother story.
Wow. That's true, Roy. What you're saying is true. And the same stuff that you're talking about, you know, I've been talking to you like a couple nights on it. We was talking a long nights on the propaganda and how they using. You said you was using propaganda to sexidize us, and
Yeah, so let's
yeah.
say if you use propaganda to steer public opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Propaganda is the information branch of military operations.
Mm-hmm.
So they know that the media is supposed to be the communication to the people of what's going on across the land. We used to call this the sister network,
Mm-hmm.
right? You remember when you was little, when one of your cousins in California gets shot, they call your mama, somebody in the family call her and tell her what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then she called 10 people and tell them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So remember they did a whole shampoo commercial on the sister network,
Man.
right? Because remember, and it was like then she tell two friends, and then she tells two friends,
Probably
and
word
so
of mouth.
on and so on and so on.
Word of mouth.
Right. So that's where it came from, because all of the big mamas used to know each other's phone number, so to speak. They can telepathically talk,
Uh-huh.
and they would be communicating with each other what was going on in the land. That's why all of the elders were slaughtered on Black Friday. That was the first thing they did.
Wow. Wow.
Right? They slaughtered the elders because they didn't want them alerting the other elders across the land before they got there. So when you look at the bloody expeditions, you'll notice that they always targeting in the most bloodiest manner the leadership.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
when you look at Rosewood, when you look at Tulsa, Oklahoma, or you look at the Great Fire of Chicago or the Great Fire of St. Louis, um, in the Great Flood of San Francisco, and the Great Flood of Los Angeles, when you're looking at all this shit, in retrospect, you see the elders, the chiefs that had the stronghold there, that's who they was trying to get out of there.
Yeah. Geronimo all up with Geronimo with his thing. Yep.
Right. So this how all of the big name chiefs end up fighting out in the West. But they really wasn't all fighting there. The fight rolled that direction because the enemy hordes of Spanish Armada was pushing them back.
Mm-hmm.
Because now they didn't made the alliance under the under treaties with the British.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This is your treaty of peace and friendship. This is they was fighting each other too.
Mm-hmm.
But they stopped their end fighting to fight us.
Wow.
Right. That's why that's why that treaty wasn't signed in America.
It was trying
It
to
had
pass.
nothing to do, it had nothing to do with us over here. It was their agreement to stop fighting each other in order to fight us.
Damn. I was wondering it.
Right. So this is how they slid Albert Pike in and replaced the original Washita, George the Washita, with George Washington, who was actually Albert Pike, but he was on the run from France as motherfucking Adam Weishaupt. But then they changed the birth dates to confuse the people in posterity.
Wow.
But the doctrine is the same. Only one got an actual picture. The rest of them are drawings.
Yeah.
Ironic, ain't it?
Yeah, only Adam Weishaupt is the one that got the picture, right?
No.
Or is it Pike?
Albert Pike the only one with a picture.
Yeah, Pike.
Right? George Washington is him without the beard. That's the same as Mona Lisa is Leonardo da Vinci without the beard.
Yeah. Yeah, transvest guy. Okay, yeah, we got him, man. We got him. We did him raw tonight. We about to get ready to get up out of here, man. That's like we got 2 hours in the hole on this joint. And this was a good one, man. We're gonna have to bring Rod back on for another one. Y'all get some more questions. But like you say, Rod said he already answered everything already. So like far as like on the land. But this was a good one though, because we got an update from you, Rod. We got the update from you.
Well,
So-
Big Mama wanted some other people to get up and tell y'all the same thing I'm telling y'all, so y'all know I ain't crazy.
Man, you ain't crazy, Rod. You dropping straight fire, and you roll with tire, baby. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We about to get up out of here. Stay tuned. We'll be bringing you more and more soon. Hey man, like I say, you want to show my brother Rod some love? We dropped this Cash App in the links, man. We got like 20. Everybody sent him $1, man. We got like 2,000 people up in here, bro. Put my brother on, send him $1, man. Everybody. We about to get up out of here, man. Hey, what I was gonna say? Oh yeah, Islam Hotel, Shalom Aleichem, Assalamu alaikum. What else? Yeah, Hotel. Talking about Hotel niggas. Yeah. Hey, vibration, harmony. Yeah, one love, baby. Throughout the boundless universe. To all. Wadu.
What do?
All right, Rob, I'll hit you.
All right, Doc.